Okay, so here's the second way. Once again, making increase with bees. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Here's the way we're currently doing it. So last time, what we were doing is if, say you had a double deep, like this one here on the right, and you wanted to split it, instead of searching for the queen, shake all the bees down from the second down to the first, put a queen excluder, put the put the second box back on, come back in the evening, or even in 2 or 3 hours, and you can pull that. You know the queen's not there because you have the queen excluder, and you've shaken all the bees to the bottom. So she's in there, she's supposed to be, and so you pull the top box as a split. Another way that we're doing splits for the second round, that's the way we did splits about 3.5, 4 weeks ago, is I came back around and assessed our hives, and the hives that were, you know, double deeps, they're just full of bees like these are, I just broke them in half, put a queen excluder. That was 4 days ago. The reason it was 4 days ago is it takes 3 days for the eggs to hatch. So instead of having to search through the box or shake all the bees down, I just have to pull a couple of frames from the top box and look for eggs amongst the brood. And if I'm not seeing eggs, then I know the queen is in the bottom box, and or vice versa. If she's in the top box, I'll, you know, put it aside and start working on the box that does not have the queen. And so here I'll set it up so you can kind of see the process here. I've got this box here with 10 frames of foundation, and I'll kind of show you what the process is going to be. Also too, just a heads up, that the box that I set aside, that's where I found eggs, so I know the queen is in that one. So I'm going to be primarily working with the single that is on the ground. And what I'm literally going to be doing is making a nuke out of, we're making 2 nukes. So smoke these bees down, take 4 or 5 frames of foundation out of this one so that we have a spot, obviously, to put our frames that we're going to be pulling from here. And I'll just kind of show you the process here. Once again, especially when you have a lot of bees and they're all crowded up and everything, always best to pull the side frame, give you room to work. And what I'm going to do, because there's, let me see, there's 9 frames here. So I'm going to pull 4 frames. I'm going to make sure at least 2 of them are brood. And that's going to be one of my nukes. There's brood there. Another thing, if you're seeing burr comb like that, it's best just shake the bees off and just use your hive tool, scrape that stuff off like that. But there's a frame of brood and pollen. There's 2 frames. Here's another frame. Another thing, good idea, scrape this burr comb off as well, just because that stuff can crush and roll bees, and especially the queen when you're pulling the frames up. If they've built a bunch of burr comb along the sides or even the top bars, you want to clean that up. So there's their second frame of brood. Looks like we'll probably end up with 3 frames. 3 frames of brood altogether. That's another kind of a partial frame, hatching brood, pollen, bees. But because we're putting this hive back together, it doesn't really matter if there's bees on the frames or not. The biggest thing is that we're wanting to make sure there's brood. So what we're doing, hey honey, if you actually want to grab the camera, we're recording right now, but you'll make a better videographer than that Stan does. So what I'm going to do with what's left of these frames is I'm going to center them in the box, and I'm going to fill up the rest of the area with new frames of foundation. We can fit one more frame in there, but just so you kind of get an idea of what we're doing. I'm going to set that aside because remember our queen is in this box. We're going to take this box with the queen, put her on the bottom, queen excluder, and then we put these back on top. And so what we've literally done is created two colonies, two splits that are very similar to if you bought a new. I'm not worried about a small population of bees because between the brood and the open honey and pollen we have in here, when we put this hive together, we're going to wait until later this evening, probably like around 7 o'clock. It's still daylight, but the bees have stopped flying. So you get all that field force as well, which can make up a large population of the bees. They're going to fill up these hives and distribute themselves evenly. And so we'll come back this evening, strip these two off. Those will be our splits. You can give them a queen cell or a mated queen. And then we're immediately going to give this single box that has the queen another super so they have room to keep laying. So there's 3 colonies from one, very easy operation, and you don't have to worry about tracking down the queen to do it. Another helpful hint, if you got bees on your lid, just shake them off in front of the hive so you're not crushing them.
Pull a Taylor Swift.
Yeah, shake it off. Shake it off. Yeah, exactly. Well, and the thing is that there's been a lot of studies done that when bees get crushed, other bees use their mouths, obviously their mandibles, to clean those bees, and so it can further propagate viral issues or diseases. And so you want to crush as few bees as possible when you're working your hive. Beside the point that it releases alarm pheromones and they can get really upset, yeah, if you crush a bunch of bees. So, but anyways, there's another way of making increase.